everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and we have this beautiful, what I think is going to be absolutely gorgeous, journal that we're working on with, oh, I guess my papers are put away. We're going to be adding, not today, but probably tomorrow, some of the papers from the That's Just Penny Autumn Garden Kit for this directed journal. But we've got one more thing to do before we add any of that stuff, and that's to find the pages that don't have any trim, not the small ones like the bag, but any others. And what we're going to do is we're going to put tabs on those. And the tabs just make it easier for the person to find, you know, they know that it's like close to the beginning or something, find the page that they're working on, because this is not a journal that you would work straight through. You could, I mean, but it's probably not. It's one that you might like look at and go, okay, I feel like answering these questions today, because this is a directed journal. So so we're going to put tabs on these, and I'm going to just, for now, I'm just going to like find those pages and cut the tabs. I'm not attaching them until I can do them all at once. It just is easier. I don't really want one on the short page. Why is that turned that way? Let's turn that one this way. Okay. It also just adds interest to the side edge to have those tabs that are sticking out a little bit farther than others. Okay, and I want to have some of this. And it gives me something more that I can hang little danglies from. So this is really wide. I think I got this at Walmart. I'm pretty sure I did. And so I cut it in half for using for things like this. Full width, it makes a really nice pocket. Okay, so we'll have a couple of those, one in the front, one in the back. See what other pages we have here that we can put stuff on. I guess I'll put one on here. I have this that I wanted to use for tabs. So I'll cut 2 of these. Oh no, just one. Actually, the tabs, I want each of them to be different. I forgot. I want each of them to be different so that, you know, you can remember, oh yeah, this is what I have here. So this other half of this lace, I'll set aside to use for something else. Maybe not even in this journal. And I think I'll use some of this, even though I used it along one of the edges. Oh, and I've also got some burlap. Some burgundy burlap that I can use. So that'll be nice. So these are, you know, not real big pieces that we'll use for this. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs, and this one has wire in it, like I said in one of the earlier videos. So I'm pulling that out because it hurts if you get stuck with that wire. Okay, and then it also just makes it easier for me to fold it however I want. Okay, so we want to work our way down the side, and they don't have to be in order working down. I just don't want them to all be, you know, munched all together like up at the top or something. I can have one at the top, one down at the bottom, one in between, you know, whatever. I think in this particular case I might go ahead and just try to work them down in order. So I think I want the burlap one first. I really need to clean off my desk, you guys. Sorry, it's such a mess. Sometimes it makes it a little hard to work at too. I need to do major cleaning. In January, that's one of my goals, is to really clean and organize my craft room. And some of the other rooms in my house that aren't bad, but they're not good either. They need some help. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do this in the center of this page since it's a small page. And I'm just going to do it right here. And with the tabs, because they might get pulled on, I'm going to sew them twice. Oops. Okay, so I'm cutting that. I don't like to backstitch with zigzag, so I just come back and I sew it again. Okay, that just makes it extra strong. And I sew I start before, like 1 stitch before the fabric and go to 1 stitch after, sometimes 2 or 3 after. And yeah, we won't put any on the back, at least not at this point. Okay, so let's put this back and figure out where we want the next one to be. So that's in the center. Okay, and then so the next one I think will be up towards the top. So we're looking for a page that we can do that on. This is a folded page, so we don't want to do it on that. Okay, this is a great one to do at the top because I think I'm going to have this up at the top. And I think I'll do this gold fabric. In fact, I don't know if you can see my sewing machine, but I'm not going to keep pulling it back and forth. I'm going to just sew it where it is. So sorry if you can't see it. There's not really anything exciting to see anyway. Okay, and I'm going to do it the second time. And I have safety pins that don't have a loop at the end that are they're small and they're really nice for hanging dangly stuff from. So I'll do that on some of these too. And that, you know, that just looks really pretty. Okay, so that's going to be up towards the top. So now I think I want one down at the bottom. Let's do it on this side here. And let's do this one. Okay, so we're going to do this one down at the bottom. And then the other two will be kind of between the middle and the top and the bottom. Let's move this angel out of the way. Since I'm sewing back here. Okay. And again, we're using packing paper that's wrinkly. I smoothed it out, but I did not iron it because I like the wrinkles. And that's our background for the really pretty paper that we're going to use for pockets and flip ups, flip downs, Dear Julie flip flops, and all kinds of other stuff. Okay, so now this is where we want to have this all together so that we can see. Okay, we've got, let's put this one in the center. There we go. Okay, so we've got a tab right here. We've got a tab here. We've got a tab here at the bottom. Okay, so we want to have one that's up about here and one that's up about here. So we're going to look for the next blank page to do that on, and there might not be any. Okay, so this back page, but that's kind of back far. Okay, so we're going to go for some of the smaller pages then. So I think we'll do this paper bag. We'll go ahead and do that on the paper bag. So we will do this lace. I think that's really pretty. Now I have to be careful not to sew all of this bag together. I just want to get it on this part right here. So that's going to be kind of a pain, a little difficult. In fact, I think I'm going to do it in the middle. But then we can move the bag to where we want it so that it's at the right place. I have to open up the bag. Okay. In fact, let's just take this off and then we can use the sleeve thingy here. Okay. I've never sewn something like this on a bag, so I'm just kind of figuring out what I need to do here. But this works out really well, like this. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to sew it again. Really simple, you guys, and you can use paper instead of fabric too. Sometimes I use paper tabs. In fact, sometimes, especially if I'm using paper, but sometimes if I'm using ribbon too, I, rather than sewing them on, I will staple them on. In fact, I usually have at least one that's stapled on. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Okay, so this is going to be down here so that, see, it comes between this and that one. Okay, so we'll make sure that we have this down at the bottom when we bind it. And then I want one that's going to be up in the center top. So let's look for Does this have something that has something sewn on the other side? I may not be able to do one there. This one here. Does that have anything? Oh, that has that tab. Well, I could do it on this part. Let's do that. Okay. So we'll do that, and we'll use this piece of ribbon here. It's just a way of adding more interest, but I think in this case especially, it also has a very useful purpose because it will make it easier for whoever writes in this to find their place. And it serves that purpose in other journals too, but in this kind of journal especially, I think that you need tabs or something else to help you find your place. Either that or bookmarks, which I might include a few bookmarks in too. I don't know. We'll see. I'll write that down as a possibility so I don't forget to think about that. Okay, so let's get this all together so we can see what we've got. Oops, what happened here? That's that way, right? Or does that go down? It goes down here. I'll turn this wrong side up or something. Okay. All right, so now we've got, yep, we've got our tabs in all different places. We've got one here close to the top, then we've got this one here that's kind of like halfway, and then we've got this one that's in the center, we've got this one that's partway down, and then this one that's all the way down, and so that's it. Okay, so now again, remember that this is not the cover, this is just the first page, and we'll probably put something special on there, but in our next video we will work with the paper from the That's Just Penny DigiKit from Penny Whittemore. I love you all. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.